All right, now that we've finished our foam rolling tutorial, we're going to go back to the OPT model for a corrective exercise through NASM. Step number 2 is the lengthening. So after we foam roll, we're trying to turn those muscles back to length tension relationship. Now we're going to start focusing on stretching, lengthening techniques. The first stretch I'm going to show you is something that everybody should be doing on a daily basis. We have a large population of Americans who are sitting at desks for 8 hours, and now, potentially with a 30-day quarantine, we've got a lot of people that are going to be sitting around at home. So what happens over a period of time is if we're sitting in chairs, is that our hips, like I mentioned earlier, become very tight, okay? You know what happens? Hamstrings become tight, and glutes become weak. So a lot of people that I work with have overactive hamstrings, and this stretch has many benefits. We've actually seen studies that actually show it reduces cortisol in the body, it actually helps blood drain down the legs, reduces headaches, and actually creates a little bit more wellness and more well-being, I guess you can say that, right? It helps you relax a little bit more. So this is a wall hamstring stretch, and I'm gonna show it to you right now, okay? What I want you to do is you're actually going to sit down. I want you to physically put your rear on the wall, okay? And from this spot, you're just going to flip up and you're going to rest your legs in a straight fashion and allow your hamstrings to stretch. Now, initially this may be excruciating, and that's okay, okay? Just allow it to pull down. You may feel it all the way in your calves. You may feel it on the outside of your knees. However, I have used this stretch for the past 10 years, and I've had clients with knee replacements that have reported better feeling, better wellness, better mobility, just by doing this stretch alone after foam rolling for a couple weeks. So take this seriously and do this on a nightly basis. If you've got migraines, if you've got headaches, do this stretch. The blood's pulling down, it's allowing me to relax, and I'm actually getting a nice, good stretch in the back of my legs right now. Okay, a little trick here. If you want to stretch the inner thigh, all you have to do from this position is V out, and I can really feel that on the inside of my left side from playing baseball. It is tight. Once again, breathe, relax, let it sit, and we're holding these stretches for about a minute, okay? So, just to go back to the top, hamstrings, relax, get your butt on the wall. And one more thing, if you can't get your butt on the wall, not a big thing. The biggest key here is don't do this, okay? That's not going to do anything for you. It's going to feel uncomfortable at first, but stick with it, okay? So hamstrings, adductors. Now here's the deal. You may have some pictures on your wall. You may have very little wall space. Make wall space, okay? I'm telling you, this stretch alone, right, and this stretch alone could be a complete game changer, okay? So that's our hamstring and our adductor stretch. Let's pop right into a hip and quad stretch. Very simple thing that you've probably seen a million times from different trainers. However, I'm going to teach you the proper way to do this. Pillow, foam pad, carpet, doesn't matter, okay? I like to use a foam pad because it's nice and comfy on my knees, and I'm also kind of a little bit of a sissy. So I like to have something nice and foamy under my knees. One knee down, plant my feet forward, hands on knees, and now I'm leaning into the stretch. I want my shoulders, my hips, and my knees to be in a perfect line. I don't want to arch my back, right? I don't want to hunch over. Shoulder, hip, knee. Leaning in and breathing. I should feel that all the way from my hips down to the top of my knees. It's about 30 seconds. You want to switch it up. Same thing. Shoulders, hips, knees. hold it for about 30 seconds, and boom, you're good, okay? So very simple stretch to get our quads stretched out, to get our hips stretched out, and to get everything moving properly, okay? All right, so the last stretch is a very important stretch that a lot of people often overlook. You can do this stretch on the floor, you can do it on your bed, you can do it on your kitchen table. It doesn't really matter. For all intents and purposes, I'm going to show you how to do it on the ground. However, if you have trouble getting down on the ground, there's no problem with doing this exact same thing on your kitchen table, on a counter, or on a bed, okay, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our leg in front of us, okay, in an L shape, okay? So as I get down on the ground, all I'm doing is I'm creating a perfect L with both of my legs, okay? Then from this position, I'm going to make sure my knee and my feet are down. I'm placing my hands wide and I'm leaning down. Just gently until I can feel a stretch in my rear. And I'm getting a secondary stretch in my hip. Holding this for about 30 seconds and then I'm switching. Now, if you feel this in your lower back, remember to tighten your core, okay? So I can really sink into this. In about 30 seconds, then I switch to my left side. So, like I said, if you have problems getting down, feel free to do this on your bed, do it on your kitchen counter, do it on your kitchen table. It doesn't matter. However, what you're going to do is, if you're standing up, is place your leg on top of the surface. Make sure your knee is down, foot is down, and then gently just sink into the stretch and allow your glutes to stretch out. We did a lot of work of foam rolling those glutes to make sure they're functionally flexible. Now let's start stretching them out and get them back to original length-tension relationship. That's your basic tutorial for stretching. I'm going to show you some upper body things here to help you loosen up and to feel good. One is my favorite things to do because of my shoulders from playing baseball, so stay tuned.